guys, today on It Is a Keeper, we are making bulgogi beef bowls. Now, if you're not familiar with Korean food, you might be wondering what the heck I'm talking about, but you need to trust me on this one. Bulgogi is one of my all-time favorite Korean recipes. I had it for the first time quite a few years ago. My friend Rachel introduced me to it, and I've been in love ever since. So while traditional bulgogi uses thinly sliced tenderloin or sirloin, this bulgogi beef bowl we're making today uses ground beef. The beef is then coated in a sweet and savory sauce and served on top of a bed of rice. This recipe is quick, easy, and incredibly flavorful. Now, before we start making this deliciousness, let's make sure you click on the red subscribe button below so you don't miss a single recipe when I share my new ones. And if you like this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. Now, let me show you how to make beef bulgogi bowls. So the first thing we need to do to start making our bulgogi beef bowls is we need to mince up some garlic. So I have a few cloves right here, and I'm just going to slice them up so that we get some nice small minced pieces here. Try not to chop my fingers off while I'm doing this. You could easily use pre-sliced garlic, but I really think the flavor is better when you mince it yourself. This looks good. I'm just going to transfer this from my cutting board back into my bowl, because we're going to use this when we cook up our beef. Alrighty. So now we're gonna move over to the stovetop. We're gonna get our ground beef started, and we're gonna add this delicious garlic to it. Okay, so we're just going to add, I have some olive oil in the skillet here. You can use vegetable oil. I just happened to grab the olive oil. And we're going to add our ground beef and just break it up. So we really don't have to worry about seasoning the beef at this point, because if you remember, the sauce that we made has the salt from the soy sauce, and it gets the peppery flavor from the sweet chili sauce. So it's going to get plenty of flavor from that. Okay, so now that the beef is almost cooked through, I'm going to add our garlic. I don't want to add it too soon because the garlic will burn. So we want to add it close to the end of the cooking time. Let's get all of that in there and mixed around with our beef. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so while our beef is cooking, we're gonna make a quick sauce for this. And the sauce starts with soy sauce. So I'm just going to add this to our bowl. You just need a small bowl for this. Then for sweetness, we're going to add some brown sugar. Come on. There we go. And we're also going to add some sweet chili sauce. I just love this sauce. It's a little bit spicy, a lot garlicky, and a little bit sweet. It's really a great condiment to use. I use it in so many of my sauces. Next, we're going to add sesame oil, and this stuff really packs a punch, so you want to be careful with it and not use too much. But I have just a little bit here, and you can smell that toasted sesame sesame aroma. I just love it. This is so good. And then the last liquid ingredient we're going to add is rice wine vinegar. Now this is a little different than traditional rice wine. You might find it in your grocery store under the name aji mirin. I might be mispronouncing that, and I'm sure if I am, somebody's going to leave me a comment and say that I am. So I do apologize if I'm massacring the Asian pronunciation, but I'll put a link to it in the video description below so you know exactly what to look for when you go to the grocery store. But it just adds a nice little tang to the sauce. Okay, so one more thing we need to add, and that is fresh ginger. We're not using ground ginger in this sauce. We are using the fresh stuff. So it looks like a root if you've never used it before. I just have a piece that was taken off of a bigger one. The easiest way I have found to peel ginger is using a spoon. So you just take the back end of a spoon and just drag it along the ginger, and it removes this exterior peel. And then if there's a piece on the end that you can't get off, you can use a knife, or sometimes I'm lazy. I use a spoon. Just cut it off there. It's pretty easy. And ginger itself is a little bit woody, so you might notice it looks a bit fibrous here. So I find the easiest way to incorporate it into recipes is to grate it. So I just have a rasp grater here, and we're just gonna hold it over the bowl and literally just grate it in. You definitely don't wanna skimp and use any other type of ginger but fresh ginger for this recipe. It is totally, totally worth it. Now, if you don't use all of your ginger, you can always just take this and throw it right in the freezer when you're done using it, and then you can use it later. So I'm just going to whisk this all together, getting that brown sugar and the sweet chili sauce. And once you cook it and those flavors intensify and mix with the garlic, it's magic. All right, we are all set. We are going to add this sauce now to our cooked beef. All right, so our beef is done. I'm gonna turn the heat off for a moment. And we just need to drain the fat off of this. So I'm gonna show you one of my favorite little hacks for draining ground beef, the fat off of ground beef, when you don't have a ton of it on here. This meat was kind of lean. Okay, so we're just going to, we wanna drain that fat off. So I'm just going to tilt the pan and try to get it all to run to one side and hold back the ground beef crumbles. Okay, and I'm gonna get off as much as I can with a spoon. All right, now it's getting a little hard to scoop off that little bit that's left. So what I like to do is just take a wad of paper towels and just absorb it that way. Now the oil will seep through, so you might want to use kitchen tongs to hold on to it. Super easy to get all that excess fat out of there. All right, now we're gonna turn that heat back on. Get that spread around, and we're going to add that sauce that we made. Okay, so here we have our sauce. I'm just gonna drizzle this all over. And some of the brown sugar settled to the bottom. I probably should have given it a quick whisk before pouring it in. Do as I say, not as I do. We want to stir it around, get it all mixed in. I'm going to turn my heat down to a simmer here. And we are almost done. This is such a quick and easy recipe. Okay, so our beef is done. I just brought it over from the stovetop. I have a nice bowl of steaming rice here. I like jasmine, but you can use whatever kind you like best. I'm just giving our beef one last stir to mix in those flavors. All right, so I'm just going to pile the beef onto our rice bowl here. And the great thing about this is the flavor from the sauce will seep down into the rice, and it just flavors everything. So I'm gonna do a nice big portion on there. All right, and then to finish it off, I'm just going to garnish it with a little bit of green onion for some color. Oh, that looks so pretty. And then a little bit of sesame seed, just to add a little punch there. Doesn't that look yummy? Guys, I wish you could smell this because you would want to be digging in right now. So let me get a forkful. Let's dig into this. I want to get a bite with some rice and some beef. I just want to take this and go. This is, oh, so good. You guys, you have to make this. This tastes just like the bulgogi Rachel made for me all those years ago. It's savory, it's sweet, it's just to die for. And you saw how easy it is to make. You need to give this recipe a try. Trust me on this one. Thanks for watching. You can get the full printable recipe in the video description below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. And check out the rest of my videos where you can find more of my favorite easy recipes and quick tips. I'll see you next time. Bye.